Cousin Internet. It's me, Cousin Todd, with Mama's Comedy Show. And with me is Cousin Ed.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
And that's as far as he goes.
Man, it was hard for me to get that far.
How was your week, Ed?
A blur. I mean, you know what? It's been a week of dealing with this. Either I think it's a cold, or it's pollen, or it's both.
Ever since you got back from China.
It's non-specific rhinosinusitis.
Right?
Something going on there. Monday I had almost no voice, and I had to teach class.
Right.
And I was like, uh-oh, because Tuesday I had to host a trivia night. And I was like, oh, boy, what am I going to do? And I got through it, but it could have been better if my voice was better. And then this is pretty good where I am right now.
Yeah,
so.
You know what I found during cold and flu season? The best thing to do, constantly touch your face. Don't wash your hands.
Right. That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's my go-to.
So I heard a thing that it was, someone might be able to find these numbers quicker than I could, but there was something about how often we touch our faces. And when I heard that, I went, no fucking way do we touch our faces that much. And then I started watching people, and sure enough, like just now, you just adjusted your glasses. Beth over there, she got her hand on her face. Jennifer behind you. Like everyone is just little micro touches on your face. And when I realized how many times we actually touch our face, I went, oh shit.
We shouldn't have faces.
We shouldn't have faces. That's our
Just
major...
be faceless.
Our major design flaw.
Yeah.
Thanks, God.
Wasn't that a... oh, yeah. We are really flawed, though. Like, as far as a mechanical device, we are really an odd...
Oh, yeah, we're terrible. We're horribly inefficient.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the theory of what is the opposite of what really happened? Evolution, creationism. The theory of creationism is terrible because you're like, wait, he could do anything he wants, and he did this.
Yeah. Just look at your nose.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's upside down.
Yeah.
And the holes are open above your mouth.
Did you hear about, or there's a species of monkey with an upside down nose, their nostrils face up. They're horrifying. Like they look like a skeleton face. And apparently they're going extinct because hunters hunt them for their meat, and they wait for the rain. And the upside down nose monkeys sneeze in the rain because they have no protection to keep water from going in their nose. So the hunters are just walking through the jungle, and then they hear, and then they go after them.
That's why I think everything's just random crap.
Yeah, no, I mean evolution
that and other stuff, you know.
Evolution is just, we overshoot certain things. We're like, you know what? Like we're losing our little toe.
Yeah. Good riddance.
Well, we don't need it, but we did at one point to hold on to tree branches.
And our appendix.
Yeah.
The theory is that was to break down raw meat, right?
Yeah. There was a thing that I heard. This is a theory, but we don't really know why we hiccup. And there was a biologist who said his belief was it was remnant from when we had gills, when we were in that in-between stage. And that was like a breathing muscle.
Nice.
I don't know if that's true, but it's cool.
I like that.
If it is. I realized, speaking of evolution, I realized that I have a very specific bias and prejudice today. I was going to Starbucks, and I was turning into the lot, and I had to wait because there was someone trying to back into their parking spot.
Yeah.
And it was taking them forever. Like they weren't good at it.
Yeah.
But I was still like, whatever. That's not my prejudice or my bias, although I think people that can't do it shouldn't do it. But when they finally got into the spot, this guy and this girl both walked out of the car and walked straight into a KFC Taco Bell hybrid building. And I went, of course. And then I realized I don't have a problem with people going to KFC or Taco Bell, but those hybrid restaurants, I feel like people go there are losers. And I judged them. I fully judged them as I was walking into Starbucks. And I went, oh, shit, I guess I have a problem. I need to.
As you were going into your Starbucks, checkers.
Starbucks checkers.
Yeah.
No, but I was like, yeah, you can't even go to a restaurant that can survive on its own.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I have no problem with anyone. I've gone to Taco Bell. I've gone to KFC. Have I gone to a hybrid? You better fucking not think so, because I don't do that shit.
Yeah, my son loves them.
Your dad designed those? Yeah. Well, see, even more reason to judge people who go there.
Yeah. My son who's disabled loves it. Now you feel guilty? No, talking about evolution, I read something very interesting this morning, actually.
Yeah.
It was a story of On the Origin of the Species by Charles Darwin.
Hack?
Yeah. When he first wrote that book, the first edition, they only printed like 1,200. Nothing.
And then it evolved into?
Well, at the time, according to the article, I remember because I just read it this morning. It cost 15 shillings to buy one, which was the equivalent of about $83.
Yeah,
and they were like, "Well, nobody's gonna, buy all these," and it just flew off the shelves. Boom, 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 boom. So, me? No. I don't know why. I've seen quotes. And
I feel like the knowledge that he put out there has been expounded on.
Yeah.
By other people.
Well, here's the interesting thing that it was in the article. The little first edition that they printed. So this guy was in his father-in-law's bathroom, and the guy's like this old guy in his 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's got like this shelf of bathroom reading. It's in England, and he looks and he's like he pulls out this old book. And it's one of the first editions of On the Origins of Species.
Oh, shit.
And he goes, "What is this doing in your bathroom?" And the old man's like, this isn't a joke or anything. This is really what happened. And the old man's like, I picked it up at a used bookstore back in the 50s. So they take it to Sotheby's, and it sells for like $180,000. Mm. And the guy's just like, I picked it up for a couple of bucks back in the 50s.
Right, this is my version of what it would be with me. Imagine you're my grandfather.
Yeah.
Hey, Grandpa, what's this doing in your bathroom?
I don't know. I picked it up at a used bookstore back in the 50s.
Hey, can I have this? Can I have this? I just want to read it.
Why is it? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
You know what? What'd you pay for it?
I don't know, a couple of bucks.
Here's $5. I don't want to steal from you, Grandpa.
No. You keep it. Get yourself an ice cream soda.
All right, I love you, Grandpa.
I love you too, and I think I'm fading fast. I hope you're not taking advantage of your grandfather. What a horrible child.
When you said 90-year-old kept this book in his bathroom, I immediately thought like, oh man, like this old dude.
Yeah, I thought that too when they were doing the auction. I was like, did they tell people that was in the 90-year-old man's bathroom?
Doo-doo germs on this book.
But another interesting thing they said in that article was that in the first edition of that book, the word evolution never appears.
Right.
It didn't appear until the 6th edition of On the Origin of the Species.
Well, within the original Bible, Satan never appeared. He wasn't actually. There was no devil. Hell was just a place that was the absence of God. And then later iterations introduced the devil. And even in the beginning of the Bible, the Garden of Eden, the snake is not the devil. He's never even referred to as the devil. He's just the serpent.
Yeah, somebody was telling me the other day, they were like, yeah, well, this woman that they were responding, they were talking about somebody. Yeah, there's no devil in Judea. There's no thing about that. This woman goes, well, my friend, she believes everything that the Bible has to say. So she's one of the, so she believes in like 2 creation stories. I guess so. But yeah, because there's 2 creation stories in the Bible. It gets created and then created again. And then I was watching Rowan Atkinson live, like his special from the 80s. And he does that bit where he's Toby the devil. and he comes out and he welcomes everyone to hell. Have you seen that bit?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. He goes and he puts everybody in their sections. He's like, and Christians right over here. Oh, sorry about that, Christians. I guess the Jews were right. And I heard that and I was like, that makes no sense because the Jews would not believe there was even a hell. So,
do you think that 90-year-old guy was still jerking it in his bathroom?
no.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
If you were 90 and you got a boner, would you like go, all right, let's see what this baby can do. Let's take this old baby out for a spin. You'd be like Han Solo getting back on the Millennium Falcon.
My response to you is
Chewie.
a slow blink. That's all I can say at this point.
My fear would be if I was 90, I probably would, but my fear would be I would die doing it, and that's one of my only things is I never want to be like that's not how I want to be found by the first responders.
Don't they have like companies that I heard about a company that like if you die, they'll like clean up all your nasty. Yeah.
So there was an article about paramedics and first responders, and if they go to a house and there's a guy slumped over his computer, he had a heart attack while he was jerking off or something, and he's dead. As long as there's nothing illegal on the screen, they'll quit the browser to kind of save him some embarrassment. But if there's a crime, they can't cover that up.
It's to save the family the embarrassment. The guy's dead. He's not
I'm
gonna get
assuming if the
embarrassed.
paramedics are there, the family has already seen him slumped over his
I mean
tentacle porn.
Yeah, tentacle porn.
In my Parker and Jesus book, he talks about having that fear. It's very much my fear of not wanting to die in an embarrassing situation. And he's jerking off on the toilet, and that's when this angel appears to him, and it's this blinding golden light that fills his bathroom, and he's like, "This is it. It's happening." And immediately he just starts flashing forward of the first responders looking at him, slumped over the toilet. He's like, the landlord's going to start charging admission. They're going to sell people admission into look at this guy who died jerking off. They're going to sell coffee cups shaped like his limp dick.
Speaking of sales, how are your books selling?
They're really, really great right now.
What's your bestseller?
Inhuman, by far.
Yeah.
Inhuman.
And everybody's chomping at the bit for that sequel.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, Inhuman was always selling like fairly well, but something happened in February. Like there was a real big surge at the beginning of February, and it's kind of continued.
Well, it's the perfect Valentine's Day gift.
Yes.
I love you, darling. Here's the book with the penis drawn on it.
Yeah. No, Inhuman is doing really, really well. Parker and Jesus is probably my favorite as far as just the books because I think it's funnier.
Yeah.
So I think that's close to my heart. But Nightmare of Neverland is probably in second, followed by Parker and Jesus. And Wally just came out, so Wally had a pretty big like rush at the beginning. But Wally's getting like a couple 2 to 3 sales a week.
And your strange weirdo comedy is not coming out?
It'll come out this year. I'm trying to I hate saying it on a public forum in case it doesn't happen, but my goal is to release 4 this year.
Yeah. You made a New Year's resolution, I take it, to do that?
Well, I mean...
Or that was a plan a while ago?
My plan was to release 2 or 3, and then as I started working on Inhuman 2, and I've actually been...
You were working on Inhuman 2? You heard it here first.
I've been...
It's called Human.
the Inhumaner.
The Inhuman... More Inhumanist.
We actually did a cover shoot for the sequel to Inhuman already, because in the book, not to give anything away, but there is a child character that
that's dead, and then Bruce Willis is dead too?
Yep, the whole time.
The whole time. Wow.
But
I had a sixth sense about that.
A friend of mine's daughter is the perfect type for the child, and we were worried that within the next year she would grow too much. So we took a picture. We did our photo shoot with her.
Your friend who is one of our cousins?
No, he's not a cousin. The friend who is one of our cousins.
I thought you were talking about Tony's daughter.
No. Oh. No, she's too white.
Oh.
I'm trying to be diverse, Ed.
That's nice.
Not everything is white. Wake up.
Well, hey, evolutionarily, I guess that's our theme.
Yeah.
Now we're all kind of drifting away from Caucasian.
You know what? Well, yeah. You know what? Something that
Let's move away from that topic. We're
listen,
all
I'm
becoming.
not helping. I married outside of my race.
Yeah,
You're part of the problem, Ed. That's what we're all here to talk about. First of all, take off that hood.
Okay.
We all know who you are. I heard a really interesting thing about the creation of our species is that when Earth was simply a water world, when it was just water, there was no life, there were no...
that was back when Darth Vader was building the Death Star.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But that there were...
I blew my students' mind with that, by the way.
With what?
Telling them that it starts out with long ago in a galaxy far away. They're like, yeah. So like when the Earth was like just cooling, all this could be happening.
Or 45 years. You know, they're not specific.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that they're just like, wait, that's not... I was like, why would they be using swords?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So Waterworld, Kevin Costner.
That there became a time where single-celled organisms that they believe were debris that hit the planet, but single-celled organisms were basically zipping through the ocean. And that there was like a very chance encounter of two of them colliding at the right time, at the right place.
And one of them was holding peanut butter, one of them was holding chocolate.
And they had
Reese's
peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
But that was the creation of the first multicellular organism.
It was an organism that night.
And
it was crazy.
Well,
everybody was invited.
Even that, talking about orgasms. I can't talk.
I thought you were going to say orgies.
No, but
it's a single-celled orgy.
Orgasms was an evolutionary trait because if it weren't for the pleasure receptors, we wouldn't mate. Like that was the whole purpose of it, was to get you to mate, which is why you have that feeling of...
Yeah, there's very few species actually on the planet, right? Biodiversity-wise, that mate for pleasure.
Right.
I find that to be amazing.
I think penguins mate for pleasure. And I don't know if you've ever been with a penguin, but they're very sensual lovers.
No, never have.
Really?
Nope.
You worked at SeaWorld, though, right?
I mean, they're good eating.
Yeah.
It's like chicken and fish together. It's the same thing. It's like great.
I just spit all over my computer.
Like a chicken fish. Penguin. The other white meat. I mean, the other white meat.
The fishy chicken meat.
Oh. Beth just said, now I want penguin.
You want to eat a penguin?
That was Josh doing a Beth impersonation.
Well, Chewbacca ate porgs.
Oh.
Yeah, that completely fucked me up because...
Really? That did?
That's what did it.
That took you over the edge?
And it makes it like Chewbacca...
Because I know a lot about your life, and that's...
Chewbacca has canines. Like, we can see he has sharp teeth. Yeah. So, of course, he's a meat eater, but because we never saw him eat, at least as far as I can remember. And I remember thinking, like, he's probably a vegetarian for whatever reason, believing that Chewbacca was a vegetarian. And then seeing him look at the porg in that movie, he looked at the porg looked at him, cut to roasting porg, which immediately in my head I went, he skinned that thing.
Well, it was a different time. It was long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Jesus.
Yes? Our guest right now.
We left the mic open for him.
And Elijah.
But that was one of those things that really kind of fucked me up, where I thought, he ate an animal, which I do all the time and don't judge myself on, because I get it from restaurants that specialize in one menu.
Yeah.
Not two.
Yeah. People say that they're like, you're anti-guns, and I said, yeah, well, I am. I don't want to own a gun. I am okay with people owning guns if they're trained and they have a reason, like hunting. They go, oh, so you're pro-hunting? No, I'm pro-eating meat, and I'm not going to go hunt myself. I'm not a hunter guy. Yeah. I'm a guy who goes to the grocery store and buys meat. I'm not thinking that comes from some magical meat tree.
It will soon.
Yeah, that's true.
They're growing it in labs.
And those meat trees will have to be hunted because they will take over.
It's like they said that we could have had lab-grown meat years ago, but it took them a long time to figure out how to give these like hunks of meat, how to give them pain receptors so that they could feel when we were cutting them.
Yeah. Plant-based meat, man. The Impossible Whopper.
Yeah, I had an Impossible Burger today. Renette, she sent me a text message early on and said, "Hey, do you want to do Red Robin?"
Yum.
Yeah, Red Robin.
Yum.
But we went and they have an Impossible Burger, and so
everybody does now.
I got the Impossible Burger with bacon and an egg on it.
It's made primarily, from what I understand, it's like algae based or something, or like seaweed or something.
I hope that it comes out at one point that it was like Orphans, so that everyone who has been like holier than thou about the Impossible
Soil
Burger,
and greed is people.
that
Spoiler.
Yeah, no, my Impossible Burger today was conflicted because it had bacon and egg on it, so it wasn't truly meat free.
Yeah, I had an Impossible Burger, and I the first one I had, I was like, I'm just going to try this and, just see what it's like. I got to be honest with you. They did a great job. That is really, I had mine at Urban Flats.
Have you had an Impossible Burger before? It's great. Like, honestly.
In Winter Garden, Florida on Plant Street. New sponsor.
No. You're thinking of a black bean burger. No. The Impossible Burger is really great. There is a YouTube guy, Mark Rober, who worked at NASA.
In the Bahamas?
No. In the Bahamas?
That's Nassau. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You keep
that's Nassau. That's the gross part.
Got it.
But yeah, he worked at NASA, and he quit his job at NASA to
That's right.
to do YouTube videos. And all of it, he puts out one video a month, and they're all somehow educational based, but they're very, very good. He's been on Jimmy Kimmel and stuff like that. The last one that he did, he made the glitter bomb and put them on porches for porch pirates. He did another glitter bomb this past year, and he had Macaulay Culkin on his show when he was building it. But so the idea is, you put these packages on porches, and if porch pirates come and steal your package.
I saw the one with Macaulay Culkin where he was wrapped up in the box, and then the porch pirate tried to steal it, and Macaulay Culkin came out and was like, "Hey, where are you going to a party?" He used to be a kid.
Along with throwing glitter, it has fart spray, and it sprays.
Yeah.
And then, that's him. But he did one about Impossible Burger, where he went to the Impossible Burger labs, and he went to the Beyond Meat Company labs. And he talked to all of them, and they broke down basically
and cried
the effects of like just cows, having as many cows as we have that we need for food, how bad they are for the environment. Like just all of those cows, because all of those cows are shitting, all of those cows have to live on land, all of those cows are releasing gases that create the warming that we're having, the methane that they're constantly pumping out because there are so many cows. And that was one of when I first started learning about lab-grown meats, that was one of the things that they were talking about, where the carbon emissions of these labs that will be growing meat are smaller than all of these farms. And land is something that's going to become more valuable. But I'm not going to any point soon get completely off of meat, but every chance that I can, it helps that I'm dating a pescatarian and I'm getting a lot of veggie options as it is. But like when I get an opportunity like today, I got the Impossible patty on my burger, even though it had bacon. I don't know. It's just a little bit. It's not that it's healthier, because it's in a lot of cases it's not healthier, but it is better for the planet than an actual meat burger.
How is it not healthier?
You're still getting fats. You're still getting oils. There's still frying it
But
up
if
in
you're
the
on the
back.
proper diet, I'm on a diet where I can only eat fats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got like some special diet or something.
Yeah, I'm on the milkshake diet where I'm lactose intolerant, so I just keep eating milkshakes
And they
shit
get
it
really
all.
sick, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not lactose intolerant, by the way. I'm not one of those pussies.
No, I'm very tolerant of the lactose.
Yeah.
I let them live their lives.
Yeah, hey, you do you.
I don't try to step in where I'm not welcome. I go to those lactose neighborhoods. I'm just like, you guys, you got your own culture here.
Yeah, good luck
I
if your
don't-
car breaks down in a lactose neighborhood.
Oh.
Don't fucking get out of your
But
car.
I let them know I'm very lactose tolerant.
Yeah.
I said, I believe in what you're doing here.
You're going to get creamed right on your face.
Well, I don't want to milk it.
It'd be utterly terrible.
Hey, I'm part of the 2%.
And scene.
What did we learn? What did we learn in that scene? Yeah, the idea of, like you were saying about evolution, about what the heck were you talking about? You were talking about the burgers, and you see, don't get 50. Don't turn 50 because your whole brain goes to pudding.
You're telling me to die within the next 20 years?
Yeah, would you? Because all this will be mine.
Everything
Mama's
the light
comedy
touches.
show.
Everything the light touches will be yours, Simba.
Yeah, shocking to kids where I told them that that the Lion King was Hamlet,
Yeah.
and I really thought that was just common knowledge.
Yeah.
I told that to some of my students, and they were like, "What?" And they read Hamlet. We had just finished reading Hamlet
Right.
in the class. I said, "Does this seem like anything to you?" They're like, and I bring up the Lion King. Oh my gosh, dude!
Well, I
Their
mean,
faces. What?
Harry Potter is just the Bible.
Yeah, essentially. So is E.T. E.T.'s the story of Jesus.
Yeah. Ouch.
He's a healer who gets resurrected and all that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he had an uncomfortable relationship with a young boy.
That's not exactly. No.
See, the Bible left that part out.
Yeah, well,
There's a really great book.
called the Bible. Read it.
Learn it.
Learn it. Know it.
Called The Gospel According to Biff. It's
Like as in
Lamb
canon?
Lamb is the name of the book. Lamb, The Gospel According to Biff. And it is Jesus had a childhood friend named Biff. And he traveled with Jesus from the age of 13 to 30.
Oh, those lost
which is
years.
the
yeah.
lost years from the Bible. But it was the years that they went off to train and like where he learned from, monks in a monastery.
Yeah, they say that he spent a lot of time in India
Yeah.
in that time.
But the book is very much a comedy.
Oh,
Very much a comedy. But Christopher Moore.
I just saw a special documentary, The Secret Life of Brian. The movie The Life of Brian
Yeah.
by Monty Python. And man, I was 10 when that came out or something like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what was going on. But boy, what a stir that started.
Yeah.
That was a big problem. Yeah, there was it was being protested all over the place. They couldn't
That
distribute
was
it.
something I was worried about with Parker and Jesus was the people who are very religious, not all of them, some of the people who are very religious won't take the time to read the book and go, oh, well, Jesus is actually a good character in the book. And,
Yeah.
But it's the other characters, but some people won't. Some people just go, hey, you can't do anything with Jesus.
Yeah, back when I saw you do the duty humor shows.
Kung Fu Jesus.
No, when I'd see you do those shows at the
but
Fringe.
Kung Fu Jesus was the character that
Yeah.
we did in that.
But I'd seen the show that you did when Bush tried to declare war on the sun,
Yeah.
or was it Bush Light?
Yeah.
And-
Bush-like.
Bush-like.
Yeah.
And anyway, and I remember talking to you and being like, and you said, yeah, I really want to do a show where we do nothing but taking on religion and the Bible and stuff.
Yeah.
But and you said almost the same thing, and you were like, but I'm not going to, downplay any of that stuff. There's
Right.
so many other characters we could pick on.
There was I wrote up. I have a partial script for this because with Duty Humor, we did.
But I believe in none of your
Right.
writing until
Yeah,
it
yeah,
actually happens.
Well, you remember Speaking of Zombie Girlfriend, which was a duty.
Which I said was going to suck.
It was a Duty Humor show,
And I was in it, and it was wonderful.
and we did great. We had
But I
great,
said, nobody's going to want to see this.
and it was fantastic.
Seriously, every other page, I was just like, this is just it's just a litany of just blood porn, basically.
And it was,
and we packed the house every night.
I still will occasionally get people coming up to me going, "Hey, have you ever thought about doing that as a movie?"
Yep.
Like I could suddenly just go, "Yeah, I've got $3 million."
And nobody plays Dr. Quigley but me.
No, you've got Dr. Quigley.
And then in the director's commentary, I talk about how I never believed in the movie.
One of the ideas for the next Duty Humor play like that was Duty Humor Presents the Bible.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me.
And yeah, the tagline for that was "It's sacrilarious," which I still love. But in that story, at the crucifixion, there were 2 Roman soldiers just kind of like after the dramatic moment of "Forgive them, Father, they know not what they've done." Thunder rumbles, the world is shook. Jesus dies. I had 2 Roman soldiers off to the side, like they were watching the whole thing, and they stand up and they're like, "Wow, that was fun. Thanks for inviting me out today. I was just kind of having a bad time right now, but this was a pretty good Friday." It was the dumbest joke ever, but I was so excited to put that in there. All right,
that is funny.
We should wrap it up.
Yep.
Ed, what did you learn tonight?
So much, man. We covered a lot. We covered evolution in the Bible
The
and
show
Star
evolved.
Wars.
Yeah.
The what?
The show evolved as we went along.
The show of all?
The show evolved.
Oh, and then said it's the show of all as we went along.
Yes, the show of all.
That's the title of this episode, apparently. The show of all.
How we started as a single cell organism.
Yeah.
And went to Jesus.
That's the story
original
right there.
X-Man.
I learned about all that and more.
I learned...
And that you'd never take a book from a 90-year-old man's bathroom.
I learned something tonight, too.
What's that?
I learned that if I was 90 and I got a chub, I'd be willing to risk my life to rub it out. I love life too much, but man, 90 years old, that thing pops up. Hey!
And thank God for the paramedics that are going to help you out.
My hope is it's not somewhere in public like Target where I just have to go, "Look out, everybody! It's happening!"
Why are you doing that in the middle of Target?
Hey, listen, you take your shots when you get them. All right, we're Mama's Comedy Show. We're here
The place
every
called
Friday night.
Target. I can shoot it at something.
We're here every Friday night at 10 p.m. Call 407-363-1985 to make a reservation. You can find me on Twitter at Todders, on Instagram at Todders, or Xbox and Snapchat Duty Poo Poo. Ed, where can people find you?
Just hanging around, wandering around your neighborhood.
Touching your face?
Yep, touching my face. Actually, I talked to my daughter recently about me going on Instagram.
Yeah.
And we talked about all this, and she goes, "No, don't do that, Dad. Don't do that.
Don't do Instagram?
Don't do Instagram."
She doesn't want you on her Instagram.
No, and she explained to me, she was like, "We don't have to be on each other's Instagrams. It can be private, and all that type of stuff." She's like, "But I think you're more of a Facebook guy." I was like,
No.
She goes, "But Facebook's dying out." She goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Thanks."
Yeah, Facebook is kind of like, it can't die fast enough. But the problem is there really needs to be an adequate replacement for it. Instagram is great.
Instagram is, yeah.
Instagram is great for posting pictures of, the food you eat and, what else is Instagram great?
You know what else she said to me as she was looking at some other people's Instagrams that we know? She was like going through, she goes, "Oh, look, he still does hashtags." And I was like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, nobody does hashtags anymore." That, according to my daughter who is 16.
I will fight her on this. No, one of my exes is an Instagram model now, and she's got like a huge following.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Yeah. She has like you see one post of hers, there's like 50 hashtags on it because it's all like sponsors and stuff like that.
What I'm thinking of.
Yeah. It's definitely your thing.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Bye. We
Adios.
just gave them a mystery of finding out who my ex is.
Yeah.
Bye.